Hey guys, this is Cal, and I'm going to show you how to convert some Midi. So, like it is shown here, the Quartz could receive a program change message on channel 1 and value 17, and the Quartz can convert that into all those other messages. It could be on any channel you like, it can be any program change number you like, and it doesn't have to be a program change. I've just shown that there for simplicity. It can be a control change, it can be a note on, note off, channel pressure, or whatever you like. It could even be a MIDI clock start stop message. So this comes in really handy for situations like this where you might have a controller that can only send a certain program change on a certain channel, and maybe it might only be one message per preset or whatever. And so then how do you control the rest of your pedals individually if they're all receiving the same message globally? There's no way to channel them directly. So that's why you grab a Quartz, and you can send the message from your controller to the Quartz. The Quartz can either block it or pass it on. But most likely, if you're using it for this, you'll probably block it, and then the Quartz generates its own messages in response to that. So in this case, you would generate 4 messages here, and you would change the each pedal to a different preset depending on what you want to do. So first, I'll show you how to do this in the software, the computer software for the Quartz, and then I'll show you how to do it on the pedal itself. So you can skip ahead to the pedal part if you want to just see how to do that. So first thing is to open the app like that, and you go make it a big thing, and then you plug your pedal in, and then you press connect to pedal. Make sure you plug in your pedal after opening the app. I'm not plugging a pedal in, so that's why that message came up. Now, if you wanted to use the Quartz as basically a converter, you would treat each Quartz preset as a converter preset. So when the Quartz receives a program change 3, it's going to change to this preset, and it's going to send out 11 custom messages. So, and those 11 messages are the ones that you choose to be whatever you want. I say there's 11 because here's 1. It's the default program change that's sent out for everything. It can be any number you like, well, under 128. So in this case, it would receive a program change 3, and the Quartz would convert that to program change 95. So that's the most basic way you can convert one message. To choose what channel it's converting this message to, you go to the global settings. The MIDI channel in is the one that the other controller is sending. So say it's most likely sending on channel 1, so you'd set that to that so that the Quartz listens to it. And then when it receives a program change on channel 1, it's going to change to whatever value you've sent. So say you send program change 3 on channel 1, it'll change to this preset and send this out. Now to set this channel, that is the channel out. So in this case, you would set this to whatever channel you wanted to convert that message to. So with the current settings, 1 here, 2 here, 95 here, this is what will happen. It will receive this message, and it will send out that message as well, and it will send out a new message. And that's because we've still got MIDI through enabled. If you wanted to block that incoming message from your other controller, turn that off. Also, if you want to be sending this message, make sure that send program change is yes. If it's no, you'll notice that these are all red and they won't be sent out. So that's converting one message. Now you notice there's, for each preset, there's also a MIDI stack. And by default, MIDI stack 1 sent out with 1, 2 is with 2, 3 is with 3, but you can change that to whatever you want. So you could actually double up, and 1 and 3 would be the same MIDI stack. But you most likely wouldn't do that in this situation, so just set that to that. Now, MIDI stack is a stack of 10 messages. So this will get sent out when preset 3 is recalled. So to edit what this actually is, you go to MIDI management, select MIDI stack 3, and here you are. Here's your 10 messages that you can customize. Now we'll be doing other videos on MIDI stacks as well, but this is just a quick one to show you how to convert. So if I was to select this and change this to 4, and this is 25, this will be sending out a program change. Program changes only need 2 bytes, so message can be ignored and just keep that at 0. And you can name this. So this might set my timeline to preset 25. And you can also name the MIDI stack and say converti stacker. Now if I go back to songs, you'll see that this one is sending out this converti stacker, and that's going to set my timeline to preset, what was it? 25. So you could also name this timeline preset 25. But most likely if you're using stacks, you'll probably have a few here. So you'd say Big Sky. And that's my Big Sky's on channel 3. And now it's going to set my Big Sky to 12. The other way to do this is with a library. So you would open up a library. You can make your own libraries, or you can go to our Quartz support page on our website and download a few. So here's the timeline one. Say I want to, instead of doing all this manually, I just want to go to bank 15. So I'd select where I want to go, press this button here, and it adds in bank 15. Now my time, you have to set the channel. So that was on channel 4. And you would then most likely reset this because you don't need 2 timeline messages sent. Now make sure that the MIDI stack is actually assigned somewhere. If you set up a MIDI stack and you have all the messages that you want here, but you don't have it actually assigned to a preset, then it's never going to be sent out. So make sure on the songs page that you have it selected wherever you need it. If you just wanted to get back to normal and say you've accidentally got this up here and they're all over the place, just press this reset MIDI stacks and that'll reset 1 to 1, 2 to 2, 3 to 3. Just quickly, there's also another way to convert MIDI, and that is with this convert MIDI. This will only convert a certain type of message to another channel. So you can only change channels. So you enable it, select what sort of message, so it's program change on channel 1. When it receives a program change on channel 1, it will block that message and it will convert that to a new channel and send it out. So if you remember that this program change will still get sent through from the original controller. This is the original controller and it's still being sent through if you have MIDI through enabled. Say that I actually still want MIDI through enabled. I want to be able to pass lots of other messages through as well, but I want to block this one. So you could do that by using these rules here. So you enable it, you'd select program change on channel 1, and you'd convert that to a channel that no other pedal is listening to. So 16 or something. And that's essentially blocking that message because it's not going to affect anything if no one's listening to channel 16. All right, I'll just quickly show you how to edit a MIDI stack on the pedal itself. You would first scroll to, say you wanted to edit preset 3, you would scroll to preset 3, click the preset knob. You'd scroll down to MIDI stack with your, by turning the preset knob. You'd click the preset knob again. So this is the MIDI stack that is assigned to preset 3. So there will be 10 messages here. You turn the preset knob to scroll between the messages and move that little blue line up and down. You can get to the second page by doing that. Once you've selected the message that you want to edit, you use the tempo knob to select what part of the message you want to edit. So at the moment, the type is being edited because it is red. To change that, you press the tempo knob, click it, and that'll move it down to the channel because it was on the type. And you keep pressing the tempo knob to cycle between type, channel, message, and value. Once you've selected what you want to edit, you turn the tempo knob and that will start editing. Then just hold down the tempo knob for a second to save the stack. So in summary, if you want a quick way to convert MIDI, set the Quartz to the same channel that your controller is sending out on. Then send the message from the controller to the Quartz and see what preset the Quartz changes to. Once it changes to that preset, go into the MIDI stack on the pedal itself by the way I just told you and edit the messages there. Then you know that when that message is being sent to the Quartz is changing to the correct thing and sending out the messages that you've just added. All right, and that's one way to convert some MIDI messages. Thanks for listening. Bye.